I rep his word, boy. He know I will. I rep his word, boy. This life is real. I rep his word, boy. Temptation I kill. I rep his word, boy. I'm a man of steel. I rep his word, boy. He know I will. I rep his word, boy. This life is real. I rep his word, boy. Temptation I kill. I rep his word, boy. I'm a man of steel. His word in my heart. His word in my spirit. That's all I need is his word, and I'm down with it. His voice in my head said I should bless all these Christians. Then I think about it, I should bless all these Christians. Some homies, they won't do whatever they won't do, but me, I do whatever the word tell me to. Let's ride around, find a man begging on the street. Get my shine on, bless him, get him off the street. I run up in the church, packing praise to the door. Tell him refill my cup so I can rep him some more. I'm a stunner, man, these Christians know who I is. Take my life and rep the Christ, man, I'm down for his. I rep his word, boy. He know I will. I rep his word, boy. This life is real. I rep his word, boy. Temptation I kill. I rep his word, boy. I'm a man of steel.
Stop me for no reason. I had on basketball shorts. They checking me everywhere for no reason. Right? So what are we supposed to do in that situation?
Submit. Let him
We're
do
supposed
it.
to submit. Now, is that hard?
Nope.
At the end of the day,
Not for me.
I went home
Not
to
with
my
the
wife and
police.
kids. Right? So that's an injustice, right? That's wrong, man. That's racial profiling. It pisses us off. Amen? So at the end of the day, I went home. So God is a God of justice. Everybody say a God of justice.
A God of justice.
Ivy told me something last night that really stuck with me. She said, as long as we in order with the word, God's going to take care of who he appointed in leadership and governing authorities. Amen?
Amen.
So we got to get that. We got to let God fight our battles. The Bible says he reigns over the just and the unjust.
That's right.
Amen?
Amen.
So I want you guys to be wise as serpents. Be wise. Don't act a fool. Come on, somebody. Don't act a fool. Don't go off on police officers. Because we don't know the whole story.
Amen.
Brown could have provoked that police officer. He could have. We don't know. So I wanted, Pastor Craig is going to close us out, but I wanted, what's your name? No, it's okay. Officer White. I wanted Officer White to come and give you guys protocol on what happens when you get pulled over. What happens if they stop you on the street and want to have a conversation with you, how you should address them, okay? Because we don't want to be provoked, or we don't want to provoke somebody who is insecure, somebody who is power tripping, somebody who having a bad day at work and want to blame it on us as a target. Amen? Give it up for Officer White, who, by the way, works at the church, and he also works for HPD as well, too. So give it up for him, y'all. Good man.
First of all, I'd like to say good morning. I know a lot of y'all, I've seen a lot of y'all since y'all were here, probably, because I've been working at the church for about 20 years. First of all, how long do I have? Okay, I'm on. Okay. I've been working at church for about 20 years. I've been on the department for 28 years, so I've seen a lot out there. But let me start. I'm gonna kind of back up and piggyback off of something that Mr. Corey said. Searching, when you are pulled over, or if you're hanging out somewhere and officers approach you and they want to search you, they ask you to maybe put your hands on the wall, spread them and all that good stuff. Remember this, it's kind of like at school. At school, the teacher's in charge, right? When you're out there on the scene, I'm in charge, okay? That's just the way it is. When you get your education and you become a police officer, then you can be in charge. But just remember this. There's a way, a right way and a wrong way to do everything. And I'm not saying that we're all perfect, because we're not all perfect. But just remember, when an officer asks you to do something, he's doing it for his safety and for yours. Because if I ask you to put your hands on the wall, I want to search you to make sure you don't have anything on you. And once I realize you don't have anything on you, then I can relax a little bit, okay? You can relax. We can talk just like I'm talking to you now. But you, remember this, you dictate how an officer treats you, okay? If you're being a butthole, then that officer is going to be one as well, okay? But if you're conducting yourself like a young man, a young lady, then that officer can conduct himself the same way, okay? So just remember that it's all about how you conduct yourself, okay? You're gonna start the stage on whether it's gonna go good or whether it's gonna go bad. And if it goes bad, you're gonna get the worst of it. So just remember that. And not that I'm taking up for my side, but you just gotta remember there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about traffic stops. How many of y'all drive cars? Okay, so y'all have your license, your insurance, all that good stuff, right? Okay. Well, make sure when you're driving your car, when you leave the house, you get your driver's license and your insurance, okay? And some money to put some gas in the car. Okay? Need to get you a job. That way you ain't got to go to mom and dad to get that money. But anyway, just remember this. There's a few rules. If you remember these, when you're pulled over, you won't have any problems. Things will go easy. Okay? You're going down, let's say South Post Oak. Everybody know what South Post Oak is, right? All right. We're going down South Post Oak, approaching the Beltway. Okay, you get pulled over. All right. Now, if you're in a spot where you need to go a little farther and you can't pull over right away, put your signal light on. That's indicating to me that, hey, I'm going to pull over, but I'm trying to find me a spot, okay, where I can pull over, where I'm safe and all that good stuff. Now, that don't mean we're going to go from approaching the Beltway all the way down to 2234 and pull over. Because then that might turn into a little chase, okay? So I'm talking about maybe from here to maybe the parking lot, okay? No long distance, okay? But anyway, once you pull over, okay, I'm approaching, and always put yourself in my shoes, okay? If you were a police officer, how would you want me to react, okay? So you pulled over, I'm coming up to the car. Be a good thing, whether you have passengers in the car or not, roll down all the windows. I know it's August, but still roll them down. Your AC's still blowing, don't worry about it. Roll them all down, because guess what? That way when I walk up to your car, I can see in the car, I can see what's going on. And that lets me know, well, hey, this guy, he's thinking about me because he let all the windows down, both sides. I can see straight through the car. I can see if anybody's in the back seat, anybody in the front seat, wherever, okay? So once I get on up to you, I always tell my kids, keep your insurance and driver's license where they are handy, above the sun visor maybe. That way you ain't trying to dig in your glove compartment and all that stuff. But if you have them in the glove compartment, once that officer walk up to the car, first of all, your hands should be on the steering wheel, okay? And if you have passengers, their hands need to be on the headrest, up where they can be seen, okay? That way, if you're riding, as y'all say, 4 deep, people in the back, their hands should be on the headrest, okay? The passenger side guy, his hands should be on the dashboard, and the driver should have the steering wheel, okay? So that way, that officer can see everybody's hands, okay? When the officer approached the car, the windows are down, everybody's hands are where I can see them. So it's gonna be a good day, okay? Now, we need to get these driver's license insurance. Okay, if your driver's license happen to be in the glove box, then you need to communicate that to that officer. Let him know, hey, I have a driver's license, I have my insurance, they're in the glove box. Can I get them? Not that I'm finna get them out of here. You ask him. He's in charge of the scene at this time. You don't run anything. Remember that. That's most of our problems, because our parents, and I don't mean step on our parents' toes, we letting our kids run things. They don't run nothing. You remember, the officer is in charge. So you ask him, sir, and always, sir,
Man.
no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Use those. I'm an officer. And there's been times when I've got pulled over. I know that guy's in charge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'll do it. No problem. You got to remember that. It's not that you bowing down to them. It's that you're doing the right thing. Okay? But anyway, you ask him, he say, yeah, go ahead. At that point, you get your driver's license, your insurance out, and you give it to the officer. Okay? That point, write you the citation if you deserve one, or what it might be after that, okay? But just if you remember some of those key things, I think you'll be okay, all right? Any questions, comments? Okay, I must have did that all right then. Everybody got that? I'll take 2 questions. Okay, what you got, man?
What happens if, because I have a used car, my windows don't go down in the back. So, yeah. I'm following the Metro guys. But, my windows don't go down in the back, so how could I, if I put in the back seat, how could I?
Okay. All right. He said his rear windows don't go down, okay? Well, if that be the case, then I guess you can't make them go down at that time. But your front windows will go down, right? So make those come down, okay? Give us what you got, okay? If you front windows only, then we'll take those, okay?